Well, hi there. I have another Super Turtle video. This one is actually done in 2v2 on the docks. That's about the only map you can really safely Super Turtle on. I suppose you could also Super Turtle on Terminal Moraine, but that's a lot riskier. But I didn't start recording this until like 20 minutes in because I didn't think we were actually going to be able to pull it off, and I thought we were going to lose and get defeated like we usually do in 2v2 whenever we try to Super Turtle. But this one went pretty well because they didn't have an Arbiter. They were Forge Prophet. That's about the only combo I feel safe Super Turtling against in 2v2s, because, you know, Arbiters are just awful. They ruin everything, I tell ya. So, I really don't get to show you my like starting build orders or anything like that for this map. But I say, if you're the Brute Chieftain, you just want to get to their side first with your Chieftain and get Inheritance first, so that you can start taking out their rebel bases on their side and start getting veterancy on him. And your UNSC player will rush a few canny tanks out, just in case, for defense, and then start making Wolverines. And once you clear, you know, whatever rebels are on their side, then you can recall back to your side and start clearing out bases for yourself. But anyway, these kids launched their first attack here behind our bases. They completely bypassed the Cobra line that Mitch had set up, and they just did a nice little airdrop here behind our bases with their Prophet, and then they started airlifting Grizzlies in. But I do have a 2-star warrior, luckily, so I am going to be able to vortex all of this infantry here, and they only have 1 D-bomb now, so my vortex will mostly go unhindered. Mitch just super-mac'd like 5 Grizzly tanks, it looked like. I'm really not sure how many it was, but this attack will get stopped quite easily, so they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and think of something else to try. That orange player had Grizzlies at like 12 minutes, and this is, I think, 40 minutes in before they started attacking. It's really crazy how long you have to wait sometimes for your enemies to attack you when you're Super Turtling. But I digress. It's still lots of fun to do. Here you can see that Mitch is camouflaging his Wolverines in with the scenery. And they're just going to sit there and guard against any more airdrops that may come in. They won't guard against them 100%, but they'll at least lay on some damage onto any pelicans coming through. And I also have vampires above the wall, but anyway. Here we see a stray engineer floating over, and you know what that means. Mitch already sees the dropships coming in, so I'm going to have to move all of my engineers up there, and I'm going to recall my Brute Chieftain. I'm moving all of my engineers up there because I'm pretty confident that they won't attack anywhere else, but oh boy, yeah, I was wrong. They're launching a joint strike, and Mitch's base is under attack, and all of my engineers are over here, so Mitch is kind of on his own down there. Okay, well, it looks like they only airdropped a few Grizzlies up there, like 3 or 4, so whatever. Mitch's tanks are going to come up there and finish that off quite easily, and I'm going to have to recall my Chieftain and save Mitch's base. Luckily, the Super Vortex of Regret will destroy hunters quite easily, especially with all of the turrets shooting at them. You really just have to kill one hunter squad with the Vortex and then explode it over one of the other ones, and it usually kills them then. I do manage to get a couple engineers healing his base, and every little bit helps just to keep it alive a little longer, and as you can see, we saved it. It's alive! And since I have the Jackals up there in the middle, they're really helping with the hunters that he's sending in to try and break through the Cobras. I don't have engineers there, and there's a super carpet bomb on all of them. That sucks. But, you know, not much you can do about that. But anyways, I'm going to leave those engineers behind because those attacks on Mitch's base are becoming pretty frequent, and it's only eventual until a max pop of vultures shows up over the side of that wall and just bombs it. So now they're pushing pretty heavily through the middle. I've got all of my engineers up there. Well, not all of them, besides the few I have at Mitch's base, but their prophet is here, so I have to be very quick to the Stasis and stop him. Last time we tried to Super Turtle on this map, my vampires would not listen at all, and they wouldn't Stasis a damn thing, and all of our units got cleansed and we lost. So it's really up to the vampires whether or not you can pull this off sometimes. I'm upgrading my hunters too, because why not? Might need them eventually, and it's better to have them upgraded now than later. I've got quite a bit of spare money. And there's their prophet again, so I stasis him, and my veteranized jackals in the walls are like really just laying the smackdown on all of the hunters trying to break through, and once the prophet's shield goes down, he just dies instantly. But yeah, they're just gonna keep trying to push through with whatever units they can get through, and that prophet is still hot dropping hunters into their dooms. But you know, they're just trying to think of whatever they can. Like, you can definitely tell when you're super turtling against somebody when they're just like, they have no idea what to do next. And this is one of those times they just really didn't know what to do here, but they definitely gave it their all. Let's try to learn how to speak here. Thank you. And now they have Wolverines coming through to try and take out the engineers and my vampires that are stopping his prophet, but Mitch still has Cobras there, so yeah, not much else to say about that. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have Cobras there. He doesn't have any Cobras there. They all got killed. I don't even... So this is actually pretty bad. But he does still have his tanks there, and as long as my engineers are there, they can keep the tanks alive through quite a bit of abuse. But now the prophet is back up at my expansion base and porting in even more units. Jackals, hunters, and the like. So I'm going to have to go up there and stop it with my 3-star monster. And we all know that the 3-star monster's power level is beyond imagination, so he's going to have no problem wiping up this entire force here. Sweet, I have a salt beam now. Alright. Maybe I'll make some hunters. Maybe. Yeah, I know I don't have... This is actually my first 2v2 Super Turtle video that I'm uploading. We don't do it too often. Like, me and Mitch really just don't even like playing 2v2s that much because they're annoying sometimes. But, I digress. Super turtling is fun no matter what, and you don't get to do it very often in 2s, so I was very excited about this game. The only real drawback to super turtling is when it goes wrong and things just don't end up how you want them to, and you lose your true skill that you've worked so hard to get up. But, you know, I try not to care about my true skill at all because it's worthless anyway, like a 12. But yeah, super turtling can be pretty risky sometimes, particularly if you're trying to turtle against an arbiter or a cutter or even another chieftain, but not so much. Mainly if it's an arbiter, things can get pretty bad, because even if you do try to super turtle up and all that, like if he just goes straight rage and you only have one D-bomb, he can break through all of your Cobras pretty easily, and whatever Spartan, Grizzly, whatever units you have, he can have hunters and whatnot to try and break those, and while he's raging them, and it's just a bad thing. It's not fun because he can rage down engineers real easily too. So I just don't recommend turtling against arbiters. It's pretty rough business, pretty rough going. Prophets are easy to deal with though, because you have that stasis beam and you can just stop them cold in their tracks, and that's all there is for that. Anyways, this is pretty much the end of the first video. This turtle does go on for quite a while, so be sure to watch the whole thing, because it gets pretty sweet, especially in the later parts when they start using scarabs and whatnot. Things get pretty interesting. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of this first part. Now they're trying to push through with their own jackals and hunters. Hopefully we can hold the line, but you aren't going to know until the next episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.